I am here. I think you guys can see and hear me, I hope. Let's see. Sorry for the delay, everybody. Very excited to be back here. Clearly, I'm not in my studio today. It's a bit different of a setup today, so that caused some issues. If there are any problems hearing me or hearing the sound or anything, please let me know in the YouTube comments or in Discord. I'm not checking the Facebook comments, but I'm hopefully live there as well. So here we are. Looking forward to doing another week this week. Thanks for tuning in on a Friday. I know normally we do Sundays, but had to switch it around this week so that we could get it done. I'm going to open the Discord real shortly, but I wanted to hold it, to pause it for a sec because this week, as we started last week, I'm going to be doing a quick question, a trivia question to you guys. And the first 10 people who get it right when they submit their track on Discord, I will guarantee that I listen to their track. The 2 people who posted before I shut it down, I'm going to guarantee I listen to your tracks too because you didn't get a chance to answer the question. So nice job. But the question this week is, what was the first plugin that WA Production released? If you get that right when you submit your track on Discord this week, I will guarantee that I listen to your track if you're one of the first 10 who do so. So let me get this fixed right here. Okay. And I'm going to open this up if it lets me. My goodness. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I think you guys can submit now. All right, so we're going to start off with those couple people I mentioned who were able to submit already, and then I will take a look and see who gets it right. The first plugin that WA Production ever released a while back. So I'm going to start off this week with Bubba by Bartik, I think. Let's check it out. All right, that was a dope start to this week. Wow, I love drum and bass, so I mean, I'm always going to be partial to that, but that was sick. I mean, the I mean, everything is really good. I mean, I don't have too much to say. The production is great. The mix is clean. Sounds nice and heavy. Um, if I had to make a couple comments, I would maybe say to add a little bit of detail work, just to have some variety. You've got good fills, you've got good effects and things going, but maybe a few little, I don't know, percussive elements and things just kind of to surprise the listener a bit. But again, I mean, this song kind of sounds finished. If you don't feel like going back and working on it more, that's fine. And maybe just a little bit more variety towards the end. You know, it maybe gets a little bit repetitive, but I mean, the sounds are really cool. I love this breakdown over here with the filtered stuff and some growly type of synths, but I think that was really good. So great job, and looking forward to hearing more from you in the future. Okay, we got Asher Postman, Walk Away, Shut Start Remix.
I don't wanna see you and all your friends, just that you would leave. So I can pretend that I don't miss you, baby. Know that I've been lately, I don't wanna face it. Oh, I know, you know, I want you all alone, but then I don't, 'cause I got no control, emotional. So you should let me go, let me go. If you could just walk away, yeah, I wouldn't even have to say it. 'Cause right now I just need some space, yeah. So just walk away, just walk away. Staring at the floor, I don't wanna feel the way I did before. 'Cause you made me feel like there's a hurricane up in my chest against the best. I found shelter, and maybe I'll feel better, yeah. Oh, I know, you know, I want you all alone, but then I let me go. If you could just walk away, yeah, I wouldn't even have to say it. 'Cause right now I just need some space, yeah. So just walk away, just walk away. I wanna erase it. 'Cause we could have been so amazing. But trust me, if I could, I'd change it. So please walk away, please walk away. You make me honestly question myself. You make me honestly question myself. You make me act like I'm walk away. Just walk away. Walk away. If you could just walk away. If you could just walk away. I wouldn't even have to say. Wouldn't have to say now. I just need some space. Yeah. So just walk away. Just walk away. I wanna erase it. 'Cause we could have been so amazing. Been so amazing. If I could, I'd change it. So please walk away. Just walk away. So just walk away. So please walk away. Please walk away.
That was cool. That was really, really good. I mean, I love that genre too. I produce a lot of feature bass myself, but that was sick. I love the chords. The chords layered with that bass sound really good. Everything flows really nicely. I would like to listen to it again. I think maybe on my studio speakers, because I thought maybe there were some things we could improve in the mix, but honestly, it's a little bit hard for me to tell with these headphones and in this environment. I think that it sounds complete. I mean, it sounds done. It sounds great. If I had to make a couple of comments, I would say maybe this transition right here, I felt could maybe use a little bit of work. Maybe have it be a little longer before the bridge or whatever you want to call that comes in, or have a bit more effects to create a more I don't know, tense transition. Um, and then I think the last drop, if I were you, I would have maybe, I like how you come in with just the drums at first and then bring in the chords. But firstly, I think that could have been maybe a little bit more impactful. Maybe totally take out the drums and put in like high pass chords or something. I think that would maybe be a bit more of a exciting effect. And I would also consider changing up the chord rhythm or adding a layer or changing up the percussion rhythm as well in that last drop, just to like really drive it home and like bang in that last drop. I mean, it's a great drop, but it's pretty similar to the previous drops. So, I mean, that would be it though. I mean, you don't have to do any of that. The song is great as it is, but those would be maybe the little things to just take it to the next level. And add, if I always say this, but like maybe add a little bit more variety in your drum fills or some percussive and FX shots and stuff, just to again make it a bit different and have it feel like it's constantly changing rather than any repetitive stuff. So, but anyway, it was really, really great. I really enjoyed that one. So nice job. Okay, we got Arca, Give You All.
She told me that she loves me. I told her that I love her too. I wonder what she's doing tonight. I wanna make an escape, dance with you beneath the moon. I wanna keep you in my arms tonight. You give me peace in the storm, cool when it's warm, sunshine when it rains. When push comes to shove, you're my true love, and that will never change. 'Cause I love you, and I need you, and I want to give you all my
I mean, that's sick. You guys are killing it this week. I don't have much to say. I assume that that's not finished. You want to add another drop and verse and whatever, I imagine. But yeah, I mean, the vocal is excellent. I mean, whoever that Brado sends is really great. The lyrics are well written. The mix is good. I mean, I think probably make the drums more impactful with some compression or something like that. I think the bass maybe could be a little bit more stronger. Not a great way to describe it, but again, I'm gonna just be honest. Like these aren't my favorite headphones that I've got, so I'm not gonna have as good critiques with mixing today. But I think it generally sounds great though, and it's a fun progressive track with a great melody and emotional, and I love it. So nice job. Okay, we've got Lethal by Collision.
Step into the cage, lights out, it's a rampage.
Wow, nice. That, I mean, that's heavy as hell. I mean, I don't have too many comments. Obviously, I assume you're gonna build it out some more. I unfortunately, with the way that I have to stream, I actually can't control the volume in my headphones. So if one track is way louder than another, it kind of kills my ears. But that's how it's supposed to be for this genre. Obviously, I mean, it sounds great. Um, One thing that I do notice when things are a bit loud is you tend to notice more the frequencies that kind of pierce. And I think maybe there are some sounds in there that you could maybe do a little of a pass through with an EQ and dip in some of the more painful frequencies so that people can really blast it without it hurting on it, and then just bump it and see which frequencies stand out and kind of hurt your ears, and then just give those frequencies little dips. So that might help in some of those screechy synths. But I mean, it sounds really good. I mean, that's the quality of the production, sound design is awesome, and the mix is good. Maybe a little bit of leveling with some of the drums. Again, I'm not hearing it super well with these headphones, but I mean, it sounds great though. Really good job. So, all right, now we got Light by Abzo. That was sick, guys. That was awesome. I think, I mean, that sounds pretty much done to me. My biggest comment, I think, would be this last drop. I like that you went sort of halftime there, but or whatever it was, a bit slower in the tempo. Um, I think it would be, it kind of dragged a little bit, and what I mean by that is it didn't have the same bounciness as the rest of the track. What I think would solve that is that bass synth has a bit of a tail in terms of decay. I would like even maybe flatten it and just do it in audio where you just cut it shorter and then like give it a little fade out, so that it just like goes bop 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 bop, you know, and it just like cuts in between. That'll give it more of like a bounciness, and you want to like maybe sidechain a little bit more or something just to have it so that you don't lose the groove. You know, you can have halftime and still have it bounce, you know, and so I think that was kind of affecting that. I really like the idea though. Everything else sounds really good. And I think that, you know, that would really lay it down well. And maybe add another section after where you go back into double time. I don't know, just to like build it and finish it off. But you don't have to. But anyway, I think that was great. You might have heard I turned down the volume a little bit. I figured out a way to do it in the middle because that is really well loudly mastered. It was like killing my ears for the first half of it, but it was really good. Nice job. I'm really impressed. So, all right, Ram X work in progress. Let's check it out. That was really cool. Sorry that for a second there, guys. Please don't submit YouTube links because I click them and then they start playing in the background, and that messed up part of that song. So sorry about that. Um, uh, it was anyway. So yeah, we only take SoundCloud, maybe Dropbox if you need to, but no video links. It messes up the buffering, and also I click the links and then it starts playing in a different tab and stuff like that. So. Anyway, Ramex, you did a great job, but that was really interesting. I didn't really know what to expect at the beginning. But I really enjoyed that. I mean, I think it needs a little bit of work on the mix and stuff like that. As you clearly said, it's rough, but anyway, really, really good job. I enjoyed. I don't know. It was just like this super kind of like low key but heavy. And then when those chords came in, I was really surprised, that future bassy kind of sound. But like, I don't know, I thought that was just like a very unique track, which I just don't hear unique tracks that much. Nothing against anybody. I mean, it's just very difficult to make songs that are good, that are not quantifiable into a single genre. So I think you did a really good job. Yeah, I mean, just finish it. I mean, work on the mix, work on the master. There's little things maybe here and there you could improve, but I don't have too much to say about it. I think that was really good. And sorry again for the music that was playing in the background for a moment there. Okay, so let's check out Audio Tracker's Blame. Okay, guys, nice job, audio trackers. Sorry, please let me know if the stream audio quality isn't sounding good. I don't know. I mean, it shouldn't have just suddenly changed there, but if it did, I'll try and fix it. Um, but anyway, for now, I'm going to keep going. I thought that was pretty good. I think that you would be really suited if you, in the drop, um, so right now you've kind of got some low end something, I think like a background synth or something that's sort of playing throughout. But what that does is that it kind of removes the bounciness of the track, which in Moombahton is super important. So I think you need to have more emptiness in between those hits, like ba 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 da ba, but like have in between the melody notes silence or like nothing low end, because right now it just kind of feels like it's going straight, whereas you want it to feel like this bouncing. And so having that empty space gives it that juxtaposition of sound versus not sound, heaviness versus not heaviness, low end versus no low end. And that will be a lot better for the song and to keep it interesting. Right now, it kind of just flows, and the whole song kind of feels like it's one big flow, whereas if you did it that way, it would feel like it has more rhythm. That would be one of the main things. Just please, work on that, and just understand that silence is your friend, and bringing out elements, removing elements at different points of the song will be a good thing for you. So, but overall, I mean, it's a cool track. I like the melody. I think the vocal's cool. It could use a little bit of processing, I think, to make it really stand out and sound clean and crispy, rather than right now it sounds a little bit muted in terms of maybe like the high end stuff. So anyway, I think it was really good. Very cool job. All right, now we got Cotton Eye Joe remix by That Rave Life. Let's check it out. I'm going to work on trying to fix the audio quality. I'm not sure what's going on. I apologize for that, but I'm going to keep working on it. All right, well, that was certainly interesting. As you, I think, mentioned in your comment, it's a bit of a funny one. But I think the biggest thing here, I mean, there's just a lot of stuff that's off key. It's hard to pinpoint a single thing, but the vocal is just not in the same key as your song, and then there are certain elements within the song that are in different keys, and so there's just a lot of melodic issues here and harmonic problems. So I mean, if you fix that, that would make a huge difference, and then we could talk about the production and stuff like that. I mean, I think the production itself could use some work. I think that the structure is quite repetitive, and that the mixing, I mean, it's not banging like a hard style track should be in terms of that like super loud bass heavy, hard style kick and stuff like that. So, the biggest thing though, everyone's music needs to be in key. So I think you need to do some work on your ability to recognize key issues, because as a producer, you need to be able to listen to that and understand immediately that it's in the wrong key. So there's some cool tools out there to help train your ear better to understand how keys fit together, and I would work on that as your first responsibility before you work on your next song. So anyway, nice job though. It definitely out of the box and interesting. So all right, we've got Cloud Cup and Aroy going hard. That was really cool. Nice job, guys. I think it's mixed really well. I think it's interesting. It's pretty unique, even for a big room future house kind of genre, which has been, a lot of songs have been released in those genres. But I think it's really good. I think that I really enjoyed the vocal. It sounds really good. The only thing I would say is that it does get lost a little bit in the mix. So combination of carving out some room in the mix for it, whether that's through EQ or some side chaining and things like that would help. Maybe reducing some of the additional reverbs and stuff that maybe are mudding it up a little bit, or EQing that. And then you can also process the vocal a bit more, maybe add a little bit of sheen and some high end on it to have it cut through the mix a bit more. I think that the leads and the synths are very cool. I actually really like, especially when that second half comes in with the little higher lead and stuff. I think something to consider would be maybe having a bit more call and response. So like one beat of the melody is played by that main squelchy lead that you have, and then like another instrument plays the second part, and so it kind of goes back and forth. I don't know if that would sound good. You might want to play with it and see if it does. And again, maybe in future you've probably already released this song, and just something to consider for next time, because having one sound play for the whole drop essentially can kind of get a little repetitive to the listener. So just try that out and see if maybe that helps. But anyway, it was really good though. I enjoyed that. So let's move on. All right, we've got 7 Lines Only Now, BRLX remix. Brillix. We got Brillix in the house. It's probably not what it's supposed to sound like. One thing real quick though to mention. So the answer to my trivia question, which now I'm going to cut off because now you guys have the answer as soon as I say this, but the answer is Pumper. Pumper Compressor was the first plugin that WA Production released a number of years ago. Yeah, a few of you got that right, and I already played your tracks. If not, I'll go through and see if anybody else did, but I don't think so. But yeah, good guess for the few of you who got it. So, all right, 7 Lines Only Now, BRLX remix.
Restless nights can't catch my mind when it starts to crumble. I can't fight this war inside, but I try to tighten my grip and stay above water when all the voices get too loud and all the walls are falling down. Your door sees me somehow. Only now. I need to protect my soul. 'Cause your love is the answer, and all the walls are falling down. Only now.
Nice. That was sick, guys. Man, that was really good. Um, that dubstep drop is sick. The sound design is awesome. The mix is really good for the most part. I do have a few comments, but really, really well done. And I love Seven Lions, so that was awesome. Um, my comments are these. So, firstly, visually, you can see that even in the dubstep drop is actually the quietest part of your song, which is the opposite of what it should be. So, I think another issue with the track, if you fix it, will help both of these problems. The other issue is that the dubstep growls are too quiet. Those need to be like so loud. I wanted to just like turn up the volume, but if I did that, then the drums would be too loud. But you got to push those up. That'll also help with getting your dubstep drop to be the loudest part of the song. But then just make sure when you have that build up into the dubstep drop that the build up is quieter than the dubstep drop, and that you can help do that by filtering some things. You don't need to just lower volumes, although that could be part of it too. But that would really, really help because that dubstep drop is so close to being like so sick, and you just need to, those growls need to be bigger. The other thing I would say is that in that dubstep drop, I think that there's a couple things you could do to just get it to the next level. Firstly, there are some parts where I think your rhythm could just be more interesting. This part where it just goes like wow, 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 and you could do something like wow, 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 or like something just like a little bit more interesting. That would make it really like the next level. And then also when you like have that the chord fill come in, it sounds a little thin. Like do something a little bit more interesting there. I think it'll help. And then the last thing I would say is that in that drop, you've got like a hi-hat just kind of playing the whole time, or like a crash or something like that. I would totally cut that out in between those growls and stuff so that there's actual silence. Because again, like I've said before, that would really help for the headbanger ability of the song. If that's, I know that's not a word, but you know what I'm saying. I think doing those few pretty basic things would take this from a great track to like a really, really top-notch track. So nice job, though. Really, really great job, and I'm really impressed. So nice one. All right, we've got Aviva, I think is how you pronounce it. Drop the beat. Let's check it out. Okay, thanks for sending that in. I appreciate it. So I think kind of similar to the last one you sent in, I think that there's just some sort of concepts that you need to get a little bit better with. One of the big things that is commonly done, especially for people just starting out, your bass line kind of plays for the same notes as the lead, and in other parts it's like a little, it's just complicated and unnecessarily. If you listen to some of your favorite tracks, try to just listen to the bass line most of the time, unless it's like bass house or something where like the bass is the lead. Most of the time it's a pretty simple line. It'll play like the root note and like for a bar, and then like a quarter note or whatever, but like it's not playing a melody, it's not playing all over the place. And so I think that would be a big help for you, to just simplify your bass, have it play throughout. Don't have it be like some plucky thing that like only plays certain notes. Like have it be a sustained note. Listen to I don't know what genre that you're really trying to go for here, but listen to some songs in that genre and emulate the way that they structure the track. I think that'll help you a lot. And then again, I think that your melodies are very short. And so when you have short melodies, they just get so repetitive. Ba-na, ba-na, or whatever, and it just plays that over and over again. Your melody should be 8 bars long, or something like that, and then 16 bars long. It might repeat the 8 bars, but something is different in the second repetition. It needs to be more interesting and catchy, and but not so repetitive and I don't know. I think that you just need to keep working at it, keep trying to improve, keep learning whatever you can, and emulate your favorite tracks. Don't copy them, but just understand, all right, that's the melody. How long is the melody? How often does it change? What are they doing to make it interesting? And then same with the bass line. What is the bass line doing? Is it playing all these notes, or is it playing only like 3 or 4 notes and sustaining them? I think that'll help you a lot. Just learn from the music you're listening to. Okay, Big Breakfast by Vortex. Let's check it out.
Right back. Right back. Right back. This ain't just that grind rap. Hopeless blast get grind clock. Bring your fingers, bring your dots, and you can bring that slime back. Do you believe in that thing called lust? Cause I'm not God. Let's bring that vibe back. But I'm gonna try that. I'm the river with a high hat. First year slut, kick this hatches. Boss fatter than a big breakfast. Dope thing is I didn't even practice. Like Ramsey up on a quick on that shit. Put a girl on that gas was block. This ain't just that grind rap. 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 Boss fatter than a big breakfast. Boss fatter than a big breakfast. See the guy wanna chop my ballers. Mom wanna chop my walkers. Don't ever time his callers. And now, feel God's mad when I ride down. You a fake thing, you a high clown. Keep on worrying, pipe down. No one, big show, no one ever seen ya. This ain't just that grind. Boss fatter than a big breakfast. Boss fatter than a big breakfast.
That's cool. That's really cool. Definitely have some comments, but it's a really cool idea. The vocal is really awesome. Speaking first about the vocal, I think do a little more research into producing hip hop vocals, because it needs to be compressed more and crunchier, and you can maybe use some parallel compression and some higher frequency information on that to really get it to punch through and to be like angry in your face kind of sounding. But the vocal's really cool, and then that'll also make it easier to understand and hear it as well. another comment would be that like high synth is like really piercing. So you need to do what I told somebody else earlier and go through and EQ out some of the like really piercing stuff. Because it hurts the ears. And then the other thing I would mention is that some of the, when you have those chords come in and stuff like that, it's very thin. You're going to want to either not EQ them as much or to layer them with some sort of mid-range synth or something like that. Because, you know, you have those kind of wobbles and stuff, which are really thick and full, but then you have other parts that are just like a very thin. You have like a sub bass and then a really high frequency chord and then nothing in between, and so like it just loses that thickness. So those would be my main things. I mean, mostly just some layering and getting the vocals to really shine. Again, just do a little research on getting hip hop vocals to really like just bang. You want to hear all of the intricacies. You want to hear the mouth movements, which you don't want to do in like an EDM singer. It's a different kind of thing, but with this it's really percussive, and you want that to be kind of like a percussive instrument. So yeah, I would work on that stuff. But generally it's really cool. I really like that one. Pretty unique and a cool track. So nice job. Okay, guys, so we have reached that point. Sorry for the delay again this week. Sorry we took a little while to get started, and apologize for any audio issues, but next week I should be back in my studio in the normal way. Thank you guys for joining. We'll be back next Sunday, not this Sunday. So thanks for coming on a Friday, on a different day, and still joining and sending in a ton of great tracks. Appreciate you guys joining every week. Thank you. I'm sorry to anybody who I didn't get to, but I'll try and do better the next time, and continue to help you guys out however I can. I hope you found it valuable, and thanks again for submitting all your tracks today. Nice job. Looking forward to doing it again soon.